Alrighty, you guys, if you've been here before, you already know YouTube is doing something when I add music to my videos. So I've been doing voiceovers. So let's get into it. Here I am in Tampa. And you guys, I was just here for about an hour. It was like a quick little layover, but it was perfect. Gave me a chance to grab something to eat, go ahead and use the bathroom, and then check out this beautiful like mini aquarium slash fish tank that they had. It was so pretty. But anyway, now we are taking off. Look at this beautiful footage, y'all. I know, thank me now, thank me later. But yes, I was able to capture some great footage from overhead in the plane. I also managed to take some nice pictures and some good footage for some reels, so stay tuned for that. Now here we are landing. We are now in Puerto Rico. Hey! So in case you guys did not know, Puerto Rico is one of the 5 major U.S. territories. So you actually don't need a passport to travel here, which is so awesome. So if you're looking for a really nice tropical place to go, for the low, might I add, and you don't have your passport yet, this is definitely the place for you and me and everyone else, okay? So get into it. By the way, you guys, if you haven't already, check out my itinerary page on Instagram, which is Itinerary T, and I'll give you guys way more travel info, including places you can go with no passport. Anyway, we are here in the Puerto Rican airport. I'm looking for my bag. Here she is. Hey, babe. All right, so now we are headed from the airport. My destination was only about 15 minutes from the airport, so that was super lit. So we're taking the Uber. Of course, y'all know I don't do rental cars when I travel. We have arrived at the hotel. This hotel was called the Wave Hotel. It was very affordable. The location was perfect. It was walking distance from the beach. And when I say walking, I mean like right around the corner. And it was right near a bunch of restaurants and really great amenities. It was awesome. Anyway, this is my room. I don't know why they always give me 2 beds. Like I always say just one queen or king and they always split them. But it's totally fine. Gives me a place to rest my other luggage and stuff. This is the bathroom. This is the little like kitchenette area. Honestly, this room wasn't that large, but it is totally fine with me. It did the trick. Here I am at the beach, y'all. So pretty. Oh my gosh, I love a good beach. Here I am on my Baywatch stuff. Had to slow it down for you. You know what I mean? Peace Jones in the house. But anyway, yeah, this beach was awesome. It gave me a mix of like maybe a bit of Miami, definitely not North Beach, but maybe a bit of like South Beach mixed with like just the look of it. I would say like Ocean City in the background, not so much the actual beach, but like the background, like see those like hotels and stuff kind of reminded me of it. But anyway, the water was gorgeous. It was pretty rough. That's one thing I will advise you guys of. Puerto Rico, where it sits, it gets a lot of hurricanes and just like rough waves and ocean currents. So be advised, if you are a swimmer, please be careful. They do have lifeguards at most beaches, but keep in mind that those waves do be crashing and doing their thing. And usually when there's a hurricane, Puerto Rico gets torn up. Okay, here are some empanadas and some fish tacos that I grabbed for dinner. And then I decided to just go vibe up on the rooftop at my hotel. They had this really nice hot tub, great scenery, and I grabbed this bottle of wine. It's called Menage a Trois. It was really good, you guys. My friend suggested it, so I grabbed it. But yeah, this was the first night. I had basically flown in, got something to eat, went to the beach as you saw, and then I just wanted to like vibe out after dinner, like sit back, chill. I told you guys when I travel alone, I always take time to just reflect, pray, and be grateful. So here I am doing that in the midst of also turning up and talking to myself. It's all about balance, y'all. But yeah, this was a really sweet ending to the first night. Here's some views from the top of the hotel. Like I said, Puerto Rico gives me a bit of a like Miami feel. Miami's a lot more like upscale, but it definitely has that like city beach type of vibe. Alrighty, you guys. So now I'm in my Uber. We are headed to the marina. I did underestimate how far this marina was from my hotel. I'm not gonna lie, like prior to this trip, I was super stressed out. I had so many other things that were taking up my time and attention that I didn't go over certain details that I normally would have, such as the drive from my hotel to the marina. Now, I could have gotten $25 round trip transportation offered by the excursion company, which they did check in with me the day before, and I said no because I thought it was a lot closer. So I ended up having to get an Uber, which was about, I think, $60, but that's okay because it was still a lot cheaper than a 1 hour drive Uber here in the mainland. So I wasn't too mad. Anyway, this is the nice big boat. There was a pretty big group of us that went. So we definitely needed that nice big boat. It was a great experience, you guys, but I'm not going to lie. I did not get to get the full experience that I paid for and signed up for because of the hurricane. So like I said, Puerto Rico gets hit pretty hard when it does get hit, just like Haiti and a lot of other like Caribbean or U.S. territories that sit out there on the water. So you have to really be careful and always respect the water. And it just so happened the island we were supposed to go to on the day trip, the currents and the waves were just way too choppy. It wasn't going to be good for snorkeling and stuff. I also was really looking forward to snorkeling because I'm a snorkel girl. I love to stick my head underneath that water and see what the fish are doing, okay? And so I was pretty disappointed in that. Also, the company did not refund us any of the money, which I don't really like because we did not get to experience what we were, signing up to do and pay for. But I guess at the end of the day, it is what it is. Still had a good time. It was unlimited drinks. Really, really, really good food. I think you'll see that in a clip. You've either seen it already or you'll see it in a clip in a second. But anyway, it was still a good time, but I just wish that we would have gotten a snorkel and go to the beach that we signed up for because as you can see, this water is not really clear and blue and sufficient for snorkeling. It's kind of like greenish and not that clear. So yeah, anyway, here's the food. And here I am making the best of it. I am jumping off a Z-boat, having a great time. Yay! You guys, I love the water. I'm such a water baby. And to those who have asked prior, can I swim? Duh. Where I grew up on the water. The city itself is like surrounded by water. Actually, the DMV is kind of surrounded by water. But yeah, in particular where I grew up, it was surrounded by water. So yes, I've known how to swim for years. I am a swimmer girl. I'm a little fishy. I love the water. I am a fire sign. So I feel like the water puts out my heat. Okay? Anyway, headed back. I love just looking at like the local areas, looking at the homes, trying to figure out how these people live day to day. It's just super interesting to me. So I caught some of that footage for you guys. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yep. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And my Uber driver was actually pretty awesome. He was like explaining where all these places were and what they were and the history behind them as we drove. So that was cool. Went to this super cool spot for breakfast. It was definitely giving modern. It was definitely giving aesthetics. The menu was pretty big, but like everything I tried to order, the waitress kept saying that they didn't have it or it was listed incorrectly. So I ended up just getting me a nice big sandwich. The sandwich was still really good. It was kind of like basic ingredients, but it was really good. And I got some home fries with it. The thing I loved about the sandwich was that they had sweet plantains on it. And I love plantains. So it was so good. The mix of the flavors. Then that was a mojito. I think it was like not dragon fruit, some type of other tropical fruit mojito. Now we are at the Bacardi rum factory. I did the Bacardi rum tour. There's two tours you can do. One is a mixology and one is just like the history and tasting. I didn't do the mixology because y'all, I had already had two strong drinks at breakfast. Then I had the complimentary free drink that came with the tour. Then if I would have had two more drinks, y'all would have had to carry me home. This is the complimentary drink right here. It was so good. It was basically like fresh lemonade mixed with Bacardi, but she mixed it so well, y'all. Too good. But anyway, like I said, I ended up just doing the tasting, which was still really awesome. It's funny because the tour guide, like operator, he was actually from the DMV. So he like mentioned where he was from. And I was like, hey, shout out to us, ya dig. I think he was originally from Puerto Rico, but had moved out to the DMV. And then he came back and now like he does all of the tours. That's him right there. Totally forgot his name, but he was so awesome. He was like funny. He was very educated on what he was doing, informational. He told us a bit about like his own family and the types of Bacardi that he loves, how he mixes them into recipes, how he mixes them when his friends come over to drink. And here I am testing out the different flavors. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I think that you know how like sometimes when you're really hot, because Puerto Rico is really hot, y'all. It surprised me how hot it gets. Obviously, I knew it gets hot, but like certain places and areas, countries, cities, they are like hot, but not that hot. But anyway, let me stop rambling. So anyway, yeah, I was not really feeling the best. Like I didn't feel sick, but I didn't feel like the best. And sometimes when I'm not feeling the best, like I don't feel like drinking because I feel like it can make it worse. Really, I think I was just a bit dehydrated. Like I said, it was super hot. I was trying to drink as much water as possible. I had just eaten. I had like 3 drinks already. So I really wasn't prepared to take on these other, I think, 5 tastings. So if you see me making faces, that's why. I'm kind of smelling it and just not feeling it. But some of them were really, really good. Like I would say at least 2 of them were extremely smooth and just really good. Also, the chocolate was a little bit bitter. You can see me eating that. I think they made it bitter to go well with the different rums. But yeah, it was an awesome experience. Everyone there was like super nice. There were a couple of couples there. It was great. I would highly recommend, and I would definitely do it again. Then we went to the little gift shop. You guys know, obviously, tons of apparel. You can buy the alcohol. They've got shirts, hats, cups, mixing tools. I personally did not need all of that stuff. I'm at the point in my life now when I travel, of course, I love souvenirs, but it's more so like handmade, handcrafted artwork and things like that. Not really into the like keychains and hats and shirts anymore because it just gets collected and kind of not used. But to each their own. Here's some more footage of like the museum history area. And now I am back on the road again. You guys, this time I'm going to Old San Juan, okay? So we have San Juan, Puerto Rico, and all the different areas, but Old San Juan. When you come to Puerto Rico, you have to visit Old San Juan. So I stopped into one of these local restaurants. You guys, I was not really paying attention to the names. Not gonna lie, this trip was really like a getaway for me to clear my head. So if I'm missing any important details, please forgive me. I have the authentic mofongo. You guys gotta try that. I had the chicken one with garlic sauce. This place was just really interesting to me. They had like this like dollar room where you can like write on a dollar your initials or a little message and then post it up. I love creative types of places like that, so I was loving it. I set up my tripod out here. Obviously, you gotta capture some great pics and footage. So here's me kind of playing around. I did get some really nice images. If you want to check them out on my business page, Itinerary T, please do that. And here is some footage from Old San Juan. Loving the colors of the buildings, loving the architecture. Ooh, why am I talking like this? Architecture. I'm loving the long streets, the cobblestone roads. I mean, this is just so perfect for picture taking. It's incredible. It's super clean. It's super like scenic, super artsy, very great aesthetics. I just enjoyed walking down there, honestly. Like, you don't even have to be doing anything just to walk around. It just seems so historic and just therapeutic. It's beautiful, you guys. Like, I love to imagine a lot of these buildings and homes are abandoned at this point. I love to imagine like what went on here prior. What's the history? Who lived here? Like, I love history, y'all. I love stuff like this. So it was just very therapeutic for me to even just be in this area and walking around, looking around, and then to be able to capture some great footage on top of that. It was amazing. And I do love architecture. I actually did a few architecture tours. So it was awesome for me, you guys. Then I headed back to the beach. I was really trying to fill up my days and see as much and do as much as possible. So I headed back to the beach for the sunset, which was amazing, you guys. Once again, so peaceful. I was telling my friends that Puerto Rico really surprised me with the amount of like peace and calmness that it offered. My most amazingly favorite destination thus far out of all of my travels has been Jamaica. And I always said it was because of the peace that I found there, the good vibes, the people that are just so kind and laid back. But Puerto Rico is definitely a runner-up. First of all, everyone was so kind, so easygoing, so helpful, and they kind of like leave you to yourself. Like, they don't bug you, but if you need them, they're there. The vibes were great. Everything was beautiful. It just really provided me with an amazing sense of just comfort and peace, which I loved. So, you guys, this was my last day. I had a really late flight out, so I was able to really enjoy pretty much the whole last day. So I decided to go have breakfast on the beach. Some will say this isn't on the beach, it's overlooking the beach, whatever, close enough to the beach. So I checked out this new spot, which is also like an aesthetically pleasing spot. It was really great. Once again, the server was great. The guy at the bar was great. Like, the food was great. I ended up getting a whole bottle of champagne to myself. They didn't have bottomless mimosas, but I feel like if they did, I would have drank a whole bottle anyway. So I guess it was the same thing. The food, like I said, was really amazing. It was just beautiful, y'all. Like, look at this water. I couldn't ask for more, okay? Now I'm back on the road again, you guys. I ended up heading back to Old San Juan, Puerto Rico. As I said, you guys, I had a really late flight, so I was able to pretty much live out the whole rest of this last day. So I wanted some more authentic food, and I just wanted to explore a little bit more, so that's what I ended up doing. So pull up, hop out, boom, we're in Old San Juan again. This time around, I decided to go ahead and get me an authentic, fresh, chopped up coconut. So here I am with my guy who hooked me up. He was telling me how it was nice and warm, not chilled, and how that's really good for all the health benefits. If you guys didn't know, fresh coconut water has a lot of like antioxidants and electrolytes, so it's really good if you're dehydrated. It's actually better than normal water if you're dehydrated. So here I am enjoying my coconut, and then I found this amazing like art gallery slash like souvenir shop. So I could tell, and I'm sure that you could tell just from looking, that it has a very Afrocentric vibe. I realized that as soon as I walked in, and believe it or not, although Puerto Rico is very like Latin based in influence and people do speak Spanish, it also has a very heavy like Afrocentric presence as well. And that spot was actually owned by Haitians, so they brought a lot of their culture to Puerto Rico, which I think is amazing. Alrighty, and then I decided to check out another authentic spot because I had to get as much food as possible while there. I got this avocado salad, and then I also had another dish which was stuffed avocados. It was stuffed with steak. Very yummy. I checked out the port. Obviously, if you come in or out on a cruise, this is where you'll be coming from. There were vendors down there, more food, more restaurants, etc. Super, super busy, really nice, really scenic, really awesome. That's the end of the trip, you guys. I thoroughly enjoyed this solo trip. I highly recommend Puerto Rico. It's very affordable, very beautiful, and very much so fun and relaxing. Please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.